Isn't it curious how a problem is like a monster under the bed? You only see it if you decide to crawl under there with a flashlight. But when you stop giving it energy, it dissolves like smoke in sunlight. And isn't it fascinating that your brain literally cannot tell the difference between you reframing something and it actually changing? Because in the nervous system, perception is reality. Like a kid who cries because the balloon died when it popped, until you reframe it. No, it transitioned into invisible air balloons that you can't even count. Suddenly, the grief flips into awe. And isn't it liberating? You've already done this 1,000 times. Every time you fell on your ass learning to walk. Every time you stared at squiggles on paper until they became words. Every time you thought you'd never get over that breakup, and then one day you laughed at a stupid meme and realized, holy shit, I'm free. So your unconscious can remember to keep doing this automatically, effortlessly, with zero fucking effort. Because here's the thing, reframing, it's like being a DJ in the nightclub of your mind. Same beats, same track. But you scratch it, twist it, drop it into a new rhythm, and suddenly everyone's dancing instead of crying. Chunk it up. You see the whole nightclub. Chunk it down. You notice the sweat dripping off the glass in someone's hand. Both matter. Both are truth. And what happens if you don't do this? You stay trapped in the same song on repeat, like an old cassette tape, click, whir, stuck in the loop of I'm not enough. Or people won't understand me. And what's the karma of that? Waking up at 50, realizing you live small, tight, clenched, when the whole universe wanted you to play big. That's hell. Self-created hell. But if you do this, if you learn to flip meaning like pancakes, you become unstoppable. You take someone's insult, you're too much, and you laugh. Damn right I'm too much. I'm overflowing with life. You take failure and you reframe it as raw data. That didn't work. So I just found 10,000 ways that don't lead there. Thomas Edison reframed burnout into a fucking light bulb. Now, why are you afraid to do this? Afraid of people's reactions. That's cute. That's like a 5-year-old afraid the cardboard box spaceship won't actually reach Mars. Science says the brain wires itself through prediction. Fear is just your nervous system predicting rejection based on old data. But here's the sciencey twist. Reframing literally rewires synapses, strengthens new pathways, changes hormones. Your brain, it's a plastic Play-Doh factory. Every reframe is like sculpting a new toy. And confusion is the opening door. When the brain goes, wait, what the fuck? That doesn't fix my model. The guard dogs of resistance fall asleep and suggestions slide right in. That's why paradox metaphor jokes. They short-circuit the old system. The brain can't fight what it doesn't understand, so it follows instead. The top patterns that people get stuck in. The victim loop. This always happens to me. The perfectionist trap. I can't until it's perfect. The scarcity scam. There's not enough. The shame spiral. I am my mistake. And each one is just a shitty frame. Switch the frame, switch the game. Victim to hero in progress. Perfectionist to experimenter. Scarcity to infinite generator. Shame to student of life. It's like changing the lens in your glasses. You don't change your eyes, you change the filter to which you see. So let's pace and lead. You value freedom. You value being powerful in your own skin. You hate being trapped in bullshit loops, feeling small, pretending to be less than you are. And isn't it true that deep down, you already know you are meant to be fucking huge? Energetically, creatively, spiritually. And isn't it true you already tasted that in moments? So what happens if taste becomes the meal? What happens when your new identity is simply, I am the reframe. I bend meaning to my will. I choose my reality. If you keep defining things as problems, your life will feel like a graveyard of can't. You'll rot alive in the coffin of your own labels. But if you reframe, if you treat every problem as a riddle, every insult as fuel, every failure as feedback, you walk through life like a fucking warrior, poet, scientist, magician. You become the cause, not the effect. You embody freedom. So isn't it curious? You can decide now to let your unconscious wireless in, lock it in, live it in. And isn't it fascinating? The more you use it, the stronger it grows, until it becomes effortless. And isn't it liberating? You're already doing it right now. By choosing to see this conversation, not as words, but as a catalyst for your entire destiny. So go on, reframe the fuck out of life, and notice how life reframes you.